Toss a coin to your Chico, Valley of Plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your Chico, a friend of cryptocurrency. So, The Witcher, a trending topic. What am I talking about? Well, back during the release of the actual show on Netflix almost a year ago, we did that exact same intro. Not as good quality back then, but that's been one of our taglines since. Toss a coin to your Chico. Now guess frickin' what? The old Elon Musky boy, who I've made more than a few videos on in the past, connecting him to the blockchain world, posted this on Twitter. Toss a Bitcoin to your Witcher. Is Elon Musk the secret Chico army whale? Well, most likely not, but that is a weird quink-a-dink, I must say. But his tweet was actually a reply to someone else's, actress Macy Williams from Game of Thrones. She tweeted a yes or no poll with the question, should I go long on Bitcoin? So right there, two household names discussing Bitcoin on Twitter. And Macy, she is just 23 years old and is speaking leverage crypto knowledge. Going long? Retail FOMO, the fear of missing out. It will get driven by this, celebrities and influencers, as they are actually retail. They are retail influencers, and a majority of them are actually doing the trading themselves at home, as seen from Macy's case, which is how crypto is supposed to be done. It's a good sign. But the biggest driver of FOMO across the board, retail to institution, and we haven't even discussed it, it's the price, and it has been a moving and a grooving, and did what I predicted. Let's watch now. And since we have spent the last week in the 15K to 16K range, a good amount of time. There are patterns, and if you don't see it, hang in a range. Blast through the next. Hang in a range. So is the 16K to 17K range going to be a blast through? It blew through the 16K to 17K range, so based on the patterns, we should hodl in the 17K to 18K range for some time after that blow through. But zooming in on the price as of yesterday, Bitcoin was getting close to 18K. Excitement, it's a brewing as we smash through levels. And if you didn't know, when Bitcoin reaches 20K, the old all-time high, ATH, I will be cutting these luscious locks off. I've been growing it out since a 3K low, since a brutal bear market, as a sign of faith that the markets, they would return. And now 2 years later, it seems it's getting close to about time to chop it off. What am I gonna do with the hair? Well, something only Chico Crypto would do. I'm going to pay to have a full wig made of it. And I might keep it to remind me of the locks when they're gone, or to remind me of brutal bear winters, or I might auction it off to the highest bidder, or raffle it off for free to one of you. I'm still deciding, but tell me, do you want to look like this? But getting back to the price, it's important because it's getting to levels where it turns the disbelievers from the last run into full believers. As you can see, there is only a smidgen in time back in December where you could have bought above the current prices, meaning you're still down. At 17.5K, the price yesterday, there were only 6 days back then when Bitcoin closed above that level. So it's a mixed bag. Some bought back then and sold for a loss. Some bought back then and were disgusted by their losses, but they held and forgot about it on the Coinbase app. But now everybody is looking at it again, as the ones who held are like, hey, I didn't lose that money. And those that sold for a loss are like, what the freak did I do? So who could announce things that would get these guys to say that again and even louder? Who could be big names about to name drop crypto again? Influencers in their respective spaces, besides Macy and Elon. Well, one in the tech side of things, and he is a billionaire like Elon. Not as rich, but he has plans to get there. He's the Oculus founder, former Facebook board member, now the owner of the futuristic military company Anduril, Palmer Luckey. And he actually took a jab on Twitter at old Elon. He said, when your Tesla gets updated, it drives itself. When our Sentry Tower gets updated, it protects you from high-speed cruise missiles. Sentry Towers, AI, VR, SpaceX, Tesla, battle of the billionaire nerds. But why would Palmer be bringing up Bitcoin here soon? Well, he likes to bring it up sporadically during the hype cycles. 2013, just before that cycle, June to be exact, he started bringing up BTC. For example, the All Things D interview with him. They weren't even discussing crypto, but Second Life, and Lucky said this regarding the Second Life game. It's very difficult to get into. There's a steep learning curve. The last time I went into Second Life was to buy Bitcoins from a crazy guy who was selling them below market value. But you had to go into Second Life to meet him. I wonder why below market value. Then 6 months later, he was on the Forbes 30 under 30 list, and he said this.
What advice would you give your younger self?
Buy more Bitcoins. I wish I had bought a lot more Bitcoins. I did buy a lot, but I wish I had bought more.
Buy more Bitcoins. And he did buy a lot, but he wishes he bought more. Don't we all, Palmer? And he will jump in to defend even when it's not hyped, when it's at its lows. The last words he spoke publicly on Bitcoin was this in January of 2018, when it was a crashin'. Oh no, Bitcoin has crashed to where it was at the start of December. That is only double what it was a month before, and only 10x what it was a year ago. Now, a little Easter egg if you didn't know, Palmer, he was an early Bitcoin miner. He stated that he got Bitcoins at pennies. He was a large buyer, and he is obviously a hodler, experiencing multiple crashes from 2014 and into 2018. And it's been nearly 2 years from a word from him, and with the rising prices, of course he will speak again. It's only a matter of time. Now, this next one actually relates to the corporate side of things, and it's actually more bullish for Ethereum and altcoins, and not that BTC. Google, remember how I said corporate game theory is coming, and they could be adopting crypto soon? Well, this ties into who has power at Google. So co-founder of Google, Sergey Brin, who is still a controlling shareholder and board member, is mining Ethereum with his 10-year-old, now 12-year-old son. And this news, it came all the way back in June of 2018. Cointelegraph covered it, where he also called crypto global networks extraordinary. And it goes deeper. The Ethereum ties to people of power at Google. Later in the year, Google's current CEO, Sundar Pichai, announced he and his son were doing a similar thing, mining Ethereum on a computer Sundar built. Why are the two so similar, a co-founder and the current CEO? Why are people in power at Google pushing their sons towards Ethereum and not BTC? And if they were mining, wouldn't they be familiar with the upcoming shift to proof of stake? Staking your Ethereum with a Google-based proof of stake validator node? It can and it will happen, in my opinion. Why? Well, Ethereum was the first integrated with Google Cloud, along with Hyperledger Fabric back in 2018. Then they continued the integrations with Ethereum and that stinky link in the middle of 2019. So blockchain involvement, it came first with Ethereum, and it's been continuing throughout the years. Now, what has Google Cloud been doing recently? They have been getting in on securing blockchains and getting their foot in the door, especially if it's proof of stake. February of 2020, Google announced they were working with Hedera, and down in the details of the article it says, finally, Google is becoming a member of the Hedera Governing Council, which leads strategic planning for the Hedera network and works to ensure the stability and reliability of network protocols and operations. As part of our council membership, Google Cloud will operate a Hedera network node, make the ledger data available for analytics alongside GCP's other public DLT datasets, bolstering GCP's position as a cloud provider of choice for DLT networks and decentralized applications. And then, just last month, they announced they were becoming a block producer for the EOS blockchain. And in the CoinDesk article, Google said, Google Cloud is not getting into crypto mining. This is really an infrastructure play for us. We are committed to ensuring that the information on public blockchains are securely stored, reliably available, and can be accessed in meaningful ways. And that's not it with Google's blockchain plays. In May of this year, it was announced they would be a network validator for Theta, which on Google's blog, they just dropped yesterday an article on how BigQuery helped Theta Labs and NASA bring science and hope to streaming. The big dogs, Google, tech celebrities, tech entrepreneurs, TV show celebrities, they are all looking at the crypto markets. Are you? Cheers. Toss a coin to me next time.